At your best, huh?
I wield a shield and a mace and a staff and the like. I sing this small song when the throat I do hike. I shout at my foes and they fall to the ground. But when day comes to end, Whiterun's where I'm found. I wield a shield and a mace and a staff and the like. I sing... Howdy folks! As you can see, I still have some juice left in me. Now ponder all possible creepy meanings of that phrase as we launch into my new build, the Puppet Master. I've had this build marinating in my brain for quite some time, and I've just never gotten around to making a video about it. But here it is, the Puppet Master. No direct damage, that's the order of the day for this build. And no healing. They're the two big rules, right? And you know, no direct damage and no healing, you'll probably think I'm crazy. And I am crazy. Deal with it. As the name suggests, the Puppet Master uses illusion and conjuration to make others fight for him. And that's what makes this build so awesome. This is the mage that I have always wanted. A mage should be so domineering and powerful that they don't even have to fight themselves. They just walk into a room and just chaos, or I don't know what, just dogs and cats living together, end of story. And I think this is the closest we're going to get build-wise in Skyrim at the moment. So what you're looking at here is a scumbag cultist of Boethia that was giving me the shits, just ambushed me on the road. So I feared his ass, went invisible, and then my two Imperial soldier thralls just tore into him. Long story short, he now serves in my personal army. A word of warning. If you're going to play this build from level 1, be warned, it is a bitch. Because you can't do direct damage, it is so hard to kill certain things. You basically have to put the main quest on hold. I think that's a given. Any of the major quests, they've generally got really tough enemies that you have to handle solo. So there's no way in hell that you're going to get away with this. Plus, all the undead shit. You're useless against undead until you get the Master of the Mind, I believe it's called. That illusion level 100 perk at the top of the tree that allows your illusion spells to affect the undead and stuff like that. And I think that's part of the reason why it took me so long to actually try this build. You've got to grind a bit, as strange as that sounds, and like do as many quests that involve humanoid beings, you know, any of the playable races that you can actually affect with your illusion spells in the early levels. But once you get through all that hardship and you've paid your dues, you will find that you have an insanely awesome build on your hands. You're pretty much unstoppable. Nothing can stand in your way. Sure, maybe a couple of the bosses and dragons might be a bit of trouble, but for the most part, you're friggin' awesome. As long as you don't do something stupid, alright? So you have to focus on not taking any damage at all. Nothing. Because I've put nothing into health here. I've just loaded up all my stat points into Magicka. So you can get... If someone looks at you the wrong way, you'll die. This is why I've said no health. I'm not being wanky and all... Oh, let's make a challenge for ourselves to make it more fun. It's to reinforce the fact that you cannot get hit at all. If you take damage, you have failed. And even though you might not be dead, you should reload, slap yourself on the wrist, and do better next time. You heard me. And let's just wait a moment for Fraps to stop messing up my videos, and let's look at the skills. Illusion! Alrighty, dual casting there. As you know, I believe that it's the only useful dual casting perk. And you'll need it, because it will make your spells more potent and work on high level enemies. Quiet casting, very important, so you can cast that shit from the shadows, because you're very sneaky and whatnot. Master of the Mind, I mentioned it before. This will allow you to take on all those dungeons and whatnot, because your illusion spells will work on the undead. Super useful. Now, you can see I did not go for Master Illusion, and that is because dual casting expert illusion spells, as far as I'm aware, is actually more potent than the master spells. Alright, Conjuration up to the top there, Master Conjuration, you'll need that for the Thralls. And the Thralls are the summons that are permanent. Twin Souls, you can summon 2 Thralls. That's pretty simple stuff there. Enchanting, just straight up the gut there, because we'll just be enchanting our armor, of which I've gone with cloth, but you can pretty much do whatever you want. Sneak. Now, this is debatable. I've gone with everything except for like the backstab perks. You can compensate for sneak. Like if you don't pick sneak, you can use muffle in the illusion school to counter that, but you know, that's up to you. And I just went pickpocketing here because I had an excess of points, and it was between pickpocketing and speech, and I thought this more useful, and I just dumped all my remaining perks into pickpocketing there. So pretty straightforward, as you can see. Now, no illusion-based build video would be complete without your standard Whiterun massacre, so I'll leave you with that as we hear a word from our sponsors. Howdy all, sponsors here. Now, are you aware that I now have a blog entitled The Roleplay Gamer, and it's all about role-playing in video games, oddly enough. You can find a more detailed write-up, if you will, of this very build on there. There's also some stuff about my journeys in EVE Online, but stay tuned for much more roleplay related video game content. Furthermore, I have an entirely different channel to the one you are currently on. It has come to my attention that the vast majority of you have no idea that this channel exists. Bam! There's the link to it right there. Check it out. It's got music, it's got skit kind of stuff. It's got vlogs about me freaking out about spiders and whatever. I don't know. It's eclectic and it's weird and it's everything that's not related to video game stuff. So check it out if you're interested. The links to the blog, The Roleplay Gamer, and my other channel can be found in the description. So have a gander. Ooh, yeah. Once again, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and like that shit. And I'll see you next time, somewhere in the tubes, or some such. I don't know.